time for the Phoenix Renewal Hour. I am Jill. Welcome in. We are the day before the full solar eclipse in Leo, where we walk through our authentic selves, right? Remember, we are dropping any performative, not authentic selves, and then we are walking through this eclipse our newest, most authentic self, right? So that's what we learned yesterday in yesterday's live. And so we are going to go into it a little bit deeper tonight. It is August 11th, the day before the full solar eclipse. Before we get started, say hello, welcome in. Where are you coming in from? Hello, I am Jill. I am coming to you live at 5 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday from Phoenix, Arizona, to talk about our daily astrology. So welcome in, and we're going to get moving on soon. I just want to make sure and say hi to everybody. So hello, welcome in. Hi, Eleanor, welcome. Corey, welcome. It is the day before the eclipse. Hello, Em, welcome. Eclipse Eve, the night before everything changes. Yes, we are ready. We are ready. What is happening tonight? How did you guys feel? Are you feeling anything today? Anything going on in your lives? Like today I got some news. Somebody I've worked with for the past few years had just stepped out, left the office yesterday without a word. One of the other people I work with said it was like an Irish goodbye, and I love that term, and I aim to always do an Irish goodbye, but unfortunately, with my Minnesota roots, we do the long goodbye. The long goodbye is very different from the Minnesota goodbye. But yeah, apparently, or the Irish goodbye, right? So he just took off. So that's wild to me. And then what else happened today? Another one of my coworkers who said that hi, Jeremy, we're getting ready to go unexpectedly away for 2 weeks without any notice that was going to happen, And I'm like, oh, great. I'm missing this person now too. Oh, thanks so much for sharing the live out. And friends, please make sure you are liking and sharing this out. We are about to get started with today's astrology. Hi, Judy. Welcome. Welcome in. Travis, welcome. Hello. Yes, we are about to get into today's astrology. We are in the eve of the total solar eclipse in Leo. The solar eclipse in Leo is asking us to show our true, authentic selves, right? So we're going to talk more about that this evening. So please feel free to talk and join, and let's get the conversation going. So let's see what's happening. Everything's about to change. We've got some permanent upgrades coming with Pluto. Holy moly. It's me, Lamborghini. You know what? That's so funny. I walked in the door. Hello, Fabian. Hello, Abdel. Fabian, I am good. So funny. I walked in the door from work today, and out of nowhere, just inspired, thank you, to sing the Mercedes-Benz song, right? I do like leather jackets, and I do have one. Actually, don't anymore. I think it's gone now. I think I don't have one anymore, actually. But you know that song about the Mercedes? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. You've heard this song? As soon as I walked in the door, I don't know why that just burst in my head. I just needed to sing it. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. So Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Welcome in. Oh, Domingo. Hello, 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 horror movies. Welcome in, welcome in. We are almost. Hi, Jafar. Welcome. Hey, everybody. Make sure you are liking the live. Oh, thank you. Liking the live and sharing this out. I want to get as many folks in the room. And then tomorrow's live is going to be even bigger. We've got the eclipse happening tomorrow, but it happens in the morning. So we need to talk about it now. So we've sat through as a collective a lot of significant transits in the sky, right? I'm a giggly girl. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, sorry. I only speak English. Um, this is a different transit that's going on in our sky with this Leo eclipse. It carries particular weight for anyone who has been in the season of becoming. Hello, hello. Anyone who has been building something like we've been talking about, anyone who's been letting go of who they were in order to make space, to make room for who they are meant to be to come in, right? Right? Hi, Ronnie. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. No, we keep it clean in this room, so y'all gonna get blocked when you do stuff like that. Sorry. You're gonna get blocked. Watch it. Hello, I am good, good, good. Welcome, welcome. All right. So, the sky tonight is for those of us that have been building something, right? No, I don't read cards. We're doing astrology. We're doing astrology for the collective tonight. So, what's happening is we're about to have a full solar eclipse tomorrow, and it's in Leo. And Leo represents the self. Okay. And this solar eclipse is saying, walk through it as your full authentic self. Drop any performativeness that you have, um, and let that go. Let's be who we actually are and create our community that way, right? With who really resonates with us and we resonate with them. Because the more we pretend, the more we get surrounded by people that don't feel right, right? You don't feel comfortable with certain people. Thank you. You don't feel comfortable with certain people, but those people are being attracted to you and coming around because you're being somebody you're not. And so if you be who you are, as uncomfortable as it might be in the beginning of showing your authentic self, if you act as if you are who you really are, you're only going to be surrounded with the people that are attracted to the kind of person that you actually are, and the rest will fall away just naturally. And of course, this doesn't mean you won't have feelings about it, because you will, but that's what this eclipse is asking of us, right? Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. So, this live is for everyone that is here right now, and I'm really happy that you're all here. Um, in this Eclipse Eve, we are going to do three things. So, we're going to talk about what the sky is doing in preparation for tomorrow. We're going to do our yogic practice specifically designed for Eclipse Eve. And we're going to sit with a Buddhist teaching that has been circling in my mind all day. Um, because it fits with everything that's going on tomorrow. And then I also want to hear from you, right? What's going on in your life? So what do you see your future turning into, right? Hi, welcome in, Andrew. Right? So let's see, what have I got here? Oh, hi, Henry. um so let's start with my own personal stuff, because with the Eclipse Eve, it asks for honesty more than any other night, right? I've been thinking my dog's tail is wagging like crazy. He's so happy. So with an eclipse eve, it's asking for honesty more than any other night. Sorry, my computer's just like, we need to do an update. Um, so what I've been thinking about today is what do I want to release before the eclipse to make room for all the blessings that are coming in, to us from this eclipse, right? Yes, that's my puppy. That's Henry. Um, if you're on TikTok, you can't see Henry. He comes over to my right side and you're blocked. I'm sorry. But he does have his own page on TikTok, Henry the Golden Lab, if you want to follow him. And I take pictures of him and videos of him when we're at the dog park. So he has his own little page on TikTok too. So anyways, hi puppers. Hi puppers. Let's see. So I've been thinking about what do I personally want to release before the eclipse. What the South Node in Leo is asking me specifically to let go of. And really, what came up did surprise me. So it's not really that I'm in the call center job that I already know I'm getting out of by January. Not the relationship stuff, not even a fear about moving. Um, I'm releasing something that's quieter than all of that. Thank you, Juan. Appreciate you. And everyone, please make sure if you're on TikTok, you are liking the live and sending that out. We want to get some more people in the room before we go over the full astrology. Yeah, so make sure you are sharing and liking this live. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Make sure you are tapping that screen out. Let's get some folks in here. So, the thing that I'm thinking about releasing through this eclipse season is the version of myself that I felt like needed to be seen as performing, right, in order to feel legitimate. The part of me that spent years building all the credentials, building an image, a version of Jill that's acceptable to other people, not necessarily here on social media, but like in life, right? Instead of simply just being who I am and owning it. The woman who can channel something a little bit bigger than herself. Um, oh, so sorry. Um, a muse, a conduit, whatever it is, to be that completely without armor and talk about that freely with the people in my life, like my family. Like we don't talk about this. I don't think they know, with the exception of my sister. the the gifts that I have through spirit. Um, so I suspect that some of you know what I mean. Not specifically about my things that I don't show authentically to the people in my life, but what kind of things do you have? Have you seen this in yourself, some performative nature for your friends or family so that you feel like you can gain their acceptance, right? So, those things, the not sharing who I am with my closest family members and friends, is going to be a thing of the past. I'm going to be much more loud about the gifts that I have because it is a gift to share. It's not for me, it's for you and everyone around me. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful gift to have. So tell me, what are you all planning on releasing for before this eclipse that happens in the morning? Because it is happening in the morning, I think like 10:45 a.m. It's in my notes. We'll look at it for sure. Like, let's release it before then. So it's like not that far away. Let's see, it's 5 p.m. right now, and it's going to be around 10:45 a.m. tomorrow morning Pacific Standard Time. So we want to make sure we're releasing that idea of being a performer for the people in our lives, right? We want to show up as who we really are and let the people in our lives fall away if they don't like that. As hurtful as that is, thank you. I appreciate you. As hurtful as that is to watch somebody that you care about walk away because maybe they don't like you for who you are, or maybe they come closer to you because, oh my gosh, I didn't know that about your personality. I love that. Tell me more. Who knows? Maybe it'll bring you closer. That's how we get closer is by showing our vulnerabilities. We can't become close with people when we're fake and have guarded walls around us, right? So, let's see. Let me go ahead now that we are about 20 minutes in. I'm sorry. We're going to walk through the sky tonight because nothing about tonight's sky is random. Mars enters Cancer early this morning at 1:31 a.m. Pacific. And this shift matters for the next 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Mars is the planet of action and drive. Cancer is the sign of the home, the heart, private dreams that you protect fiercely, right? So when Mars moves into Cancer, your energy stops being aimed outward and starts being aimed inward toward what matters to you most personally, right? Not the public performance, the private devotion, right? And we talked about that yesterday about being devoted to yourself, right? To show yourself the most love because gosh darn it, you spend every minute of every day with yourself. So show yourself love, right? So, what Mars in Cancer says specifically for the eclipse Eve, the most important thing you can do between now and tomorrow morning is not more planning and not more preparing, not more figuring out either. It's protecting the soft, center, gooey part of your dream, the part that you haven't even named yet, the part that lives in you before anyone else gets to know about it. And protect it, nurture it, right? And then tonight, Mercury in Leo, opposite Pluto in Aquarius. This is the transit that feels like something that's been hiding deep inside of you is ready to surface and come out. Okay, so Mercury wants to speak, right? Mercury's the planet of communication. Okay, and Pluto wants depth, right? So, in opposition, what they produce is the thing that you've been circling, the thing that hasn't quite been said yet. It's time to, it's time. It's time to say it tonight. On Eclipse Eve, I'm telling you, let it out. Let it out. Whatever Mercury opposite Pluto is pushing up for you right now, you're thinking of something, there's a matter that you have not dealt with that needs to get dealt with. Today is the day in Mercury communication, whatever it is, you need to have a conversation with somebody. It needs to happen today. Today, okay? So, so get that done before the eclipse because you want to walk through that eclipse with space. So, releasing what does not serve. So, you have to have that difficult conversation to create space for what's coming, what needs to come in through this eclipse towards you so you can receive it. We always want to have our hands open and not a tight grip on something, right? Because we want to be able to receive, right? Okay. So, what else do we got? Mercury also is trines Neptune tonight, which adds this extraordinary quality of knowing without proof, like a gut instinct, right? Thank you for liking the live, everybody. Um, I like that. I always have that intuition feeling, just that knowing. Um, you don't have a logical reason for what you know. You just know. You just know it to be true. You trust that tonight. So whatever knowing you're feeling tonight, trust in it. It is inspired, right? That is your eclipse intuition. It's not anxiety, it's perception. Um, Tomorrow morning, the eclipse lands at 20 degrees Leo, and the next 6 months of your lives begins like now with that transition. What's going to happen during this time? The version of you that emerges from this eclipse cycle, 6 months, she's already forming right now. And tonight is the last night that she is not fully formed yet, right? Welcome in, welcome in, right? So, what is Mercury opposed Pluto pushing to the surface for you tonight? What are you feeling like needs to maybe have a conversation in your life? Do you have anything you want to share? Even if you don't, think about it, know it, acknowledge it, and then think about how you're going to have that conversation because it needs to happen before the eclipse. Before the eclipse, right? All right. Make sure if you are in this room, you are liking this live and sharing it out on TikTok. It helps me so much getting the people in the room so that we can help more people with this message of positivity that's coming out here, right? Henry, get out of there. Get out of there, buddy. Thank you. Getting into trouble. Getting into trouble. All right. So, hello, welcome in. I am Jill. Hello, I am Jill. This is their Phoenix Renewal Hour. We go over the daily astrology, Buddhism, and yoga to help get us through our day, right? And tomorrow is the eclipse. And so we are working through it, right? So tonight, our Buddhist teaching that has just been like sitting with me all day, right? Because this one meets the eclipse eve more precisely than anything else I know. Anything else I know. So, this is a quote from Joseph Campbell. It is a teaching that's rooted deeply in Buddhist and Jungian wisdom on the threshold. So it says, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So the cave, the thing you've been standing at the entrance of, the conversation you haven't had, the version of yourself you haven't stepped into, the dream you haven't said out loud, right? It is in its full, real form because you're afraid. Bleh. I'm saying that wrong. I'm going to say that again. I wrote this down and I'm missing it. The conversation you haven't had da, 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 is in its full, real form because you're afraid of what happens when you do. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm trying to say there and doing it badly is the cave that we're talking about in this quote is the conversation. It's the hard thing that you need to get through tonight before you have the eclipse happen, right? So this cave is fully formed in front of you right now, asking you to walk into it, deal with your shit, and so you can get through tomorrow's eclipse, right? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. You know, so you don't have to be ready for it. but it's coming regardless, right? The Buddha didn't wait until he felt ready, right? He just sat under that Bodhi tree. He sat and sat and sat and refused to move until the truth came to him, right? So for me, that cave is fully creative, right? It's all this creativity that's building up inside of me, and I need to get it out. Yes, the mushroom village. Yes, sunshine. That's right. So, we want to put our big dreams out there. We got that eclipse in the universe backing us up. Who are we to say that our dream is too big? Let's believe it with our whole heart. Let somebody else tell us it's not, that it's not possible, because we need to believe it is fully possible. Who else should believe in our dreams better than we do, right? So we want to step through this eclipse tomorrow clean and fresh. So tonight we are releasing what does not belong, doubts, fears, fake personas we put on for our families and friends so that we get external acceptance. We need internal acceptance, right? Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Imagine. Yes, of course. I got you. I got you. We're friends. There you go. Yes, yes. Okay. So I'm going through the eclipse. Open heart, open throat, right? We talked about the camel pose yesterday. Hello from Chile. Welcome. Okay. So I'm going to go through there, right? And if you have, I have no idea what this shit is saying. I must have been like so tired when I wrote this out. It has been a week and it is only Tuesday. Oh my gosh. So, what I wanted to say is if you have been circling things about your inner self and your self healing, learning more about who you are, what kind of boundaries you need to set for yourself, what have you been allowing that maybe you shouldn't be, what do you love, what do you not like, whatever, everything is in here in my journey to myself. This is a 400 prompt journal. So it's just questions. It's questions for you to ask yourself. And I broke it down into 10 sections. If you're on YouTube, I did a whole series on each section of this journal. You can get it on Amazon. I have it linked in my link tree, which is linked above in my bio. Um, so if you are in a transitionary period, not really sure about who you are, what you want, that journal was built for that. I wrote that while going through a transitionary period of being an empty nester and a divorcee, right? Like I went from a house full of 5 rowdy kids and a husband with 6 brothers. They were Irish Catholic family. It was a humongous family, and I had to go because it was abusive, and I had to go. And I moved into a apartment and I was all of a sudden all by myself. So I was in a major transitionary period, and I had to ask myself those hard questions so that I could recover and get through it. And so as I'm doing it, I'm going, I can't be the only person in the world who goes through these transitions and needs to start asking herself hard questions so I can get through it, right? So that was the whole reason I put this together. You can get it on Kindle or paperback. So the paperback looks like this. You see this little pink crap. It's because I don't know how to format shit. Okay, this is just me throwing it in a binding, and it's terrible. But the content is good. I am terrible at the binding, so I do all the. I prefer the Kindle stuff. So I'm about to publish another book on Kindle. This weekend, I'm making a 2027 almanac with the year's astrology with Buddhism and stuff too, right? I've got the whole story of the year written out. I just need to put it all together. Welcome from Morocco. Welcome. So that'll be up there soon. I'll get that published. But that's what we need to do with this eclipse season is do that inner work. And with the moon and Mars working together again, Mars is all about working, and Cancer is all about your inner self. So we need to be listening and work on our inner self. And that's what these questions are for. So if you don't know what kind of things to ask yourself, that's what this is. I think it's $10 if you get it on Kindle. I don't know. They give us pennies for this stuff, but I wrote it for you. I want to make sure you have tools, right? I'm trying to create tools for you all. But all right, so today for the eclipse, pre-eclipse, eclipse eve, our yoga is one that is the most of surrender in my opinion, and it is the child's pose, laying flat out, head to the floor, feet tucked underneath. What do you think that represents? What do you think that represents in this eclipse season? Being in child's pose. Do you know? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Why do you think I would pick child's pose for Eclipse Eve? Any ideas? Well, it's not random. In the yogic tradition, Balasana is called the pose of return. The moment you come back to yourself before you cross into something new. The forehead to the earth, the body completely surrendered, the breath slow and quiet, right? On the night before the solar eclipse, that is going to ask you to step into your fullest, most authentic self, right? Your most undefended self, no guards up, right? This practice of child's pose is not to be bold. This practice is to get quiet enough to hear who you actually are as a person on the inside. Who are you underneath all the stuff that other people have put on you, right? Our limiting beliefs brought onto us by our well meaning parents and village of people that raised us, and the jobs and every life experience we've had that trained us to believe things, right? That's all just piled on top of who we actually really truly are. When we break through all of that, we need to break through that. We need to identify those things because that's not coming from us. It's just part of our story, our programming. So when you identify those things during an eclipse season, you can say, oh, I recognized I had a limiting belief and I want to release that tonight. That's what that's about. That's what I'm talking about. Huh? I hope this lands. If any of this is landing for you, please make sure you are liking this and sharing it out. Make sure you follow and subscribe. Hit the bell. I am here every day, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for your Phoenix Renewal Hour to go over these teachings, the Buddhism, the yoga, and the astrology, the collective astrology, so that we can all find practical ways to use it and do some self reflection and grow. Go through our transformation like the phoenix, burn away the ash, and be reborn anew, stronger and better, right? That's the whole purpose of our Phoenix Renewal Hour every Monday through Friday, right? I'm so happy that you are here. No, no, Jeremy. I'm very happy you're here. So I hope that you all can take some time tonight and try and get into child's pose if you can and surrender. Just surrender to the universe. You've done your part. You've been practicing every day leading up to this, coming here, listening, right? We're working through it. We're working through it. Ah. So the yogic tradition says pratahara. I'm totally saying that wrong. Withdraw of the senses. Thank you, George. Withdraw of the senses is the doorway to the higher practices. So before you can meditate, before you can move into samadhi, oh, I'm so sorry, saying it wrong. Before you can experience a deeper truth about who you are, you have to be willing to be completely quiet, completely quiet. So that's why we choose child's pose for tonight, so that we can spend some time reflecting and surrendering all at once, surrendering to the universe. All right, let's see. What are you all going to release tonight? That eclipse shows up in the morning, 10:45 a.m., right? That is when we walk through and become our full authentic self, our full true you, right? Right. And before I close tonight, Mars is in Cancer now, and for the next 6 weeks, your most courageous actions are the ones that take in service of what you are doing privately. Okay. The dream that lives in you before anyone else sees it or has an opinion, right? Protect that dream within you tonight. Hello, welcome. Protect your dream, tend to it, love your dream. That's your homework tonight, right? Find your tender spot of your dream and love it. Surrender in child's pose, meditate, get quiet if you can. Mercury opposite Pluto tonight said, let the real thing through, right? Whatever has been circling, whatever hasn't been said yet, it needs to be said tonight. It needs to be said tonight. Hello, welcome, right? The eclipse is tomorrow and it initiates what you're actually holding. So make sure what you're holding on to when the eclipse comes around is your authentic true self and what you really want. What you really want. Tomorrow morning at 10:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the cave opens. The threshold becomes a doorway. The version of you that has been forming in the quiet, she steps forward. I'll be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. for talking about the eclipse. Right? Nice to meet you. It will be a very significant live, the most significant live of the whole month. So make sure you are here tomorrow at 5. What's the point of sitting through the replay when you can feel the eclipse energy in the room and what we are letting go of and releasing, right? Releasing what doesn't belong to us, what isn't authentically for us, what doesn't align with our souls, right? Something that's irritating to us, because remember that when we talked about this yesterday, when the eclipse does come, it is going to be one of those things where we will not be able to we will not be able to ignore, like what happened there. We will not be able to ignore the thing that's not for us. It will become so blatantly obvious, and the universe might make us shed whatever that is without our um, consent. So, what I encourage is to identify it now and address it yourself before and they get shook loose without your consent, and it happens in a way that you're not comfortable with. Because Lord knows I've gone through some shakeups, and it is uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable, right? And so we don't want to get in that position. So I'm trying to help with. Both of my books that I have published at Amazon are linked in my bio. We did talk about my journey to myself of 400 journal prompts for women in transition looking to get a little bit of help with some self discovery. But if you're already there and you need income to build your dream, the other book I've got going on in my bio, also on Kindle, because I'm terrible at the formatting on these printed ones. So get the Kindle. That's all I think I have allowed anyway now. AI Side Hustles for Women Over 40 is the practical guide on how to build income today using free or very inexpensive tools you can find online. All kinds of stuff on there. It's not just an idea book, it's extremely practical step by step guide. So if that's something that you're interested in, I put that up there. Again, I am writing the 2027 almanac for next year. I've got all the chapters and I just need to put it all together now. And then I'll throw that into Kindle too, so that that'll be ready for purchase so you can be ready for next year. I wrote it out in a way that goes like, sums up the whole month, and then it breaks down each week, and then it breaks down each day, because I feel like some people are busy and you might only want to see what the weekly recap is for the astrology and some Buddhism or whatever, or just once a month, or maybe you are one of those that wants to look through it every single day. So I wrote a book like that. It's on its way. I haven't finished it yet, but that's coming. But anyway, just thought I'd make sure you knew those tools are available for you. What else is going on tomorrow morning? That eclipse opens up for you. I'm Jill. This is your Phoenix Renewal Hour. We've got some more time available, but that's it for the astrology today. How are you guys feeling? Are you feeling like there's something you want to shed in this eclipse season? Right? You have a big dream, because why don't we talk about the Mushroom Village? Man, I love the Mushroom Village. I am in Arizona right now, and I have lived here forever. And I am tired of running into exes and stuff like that. There's a lot of crap everywhere. It's not very clean city. It's pretty nasty in Phoenix. So I'm kind of like done with being here. So I have decided that when my son graduates, I am going, which is in December, I'm going to up and move to Minnesota, where the rest of my family is. And I want to get some land when I go up there. I want to get a big plot of land with some forest and build a mushroom village vacation destination. These villages, or the mushrooms, would be cottages. I'm trying to think of what kind of material I could put around them that can make it squishy like a mushroom, like some kind of rubber or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking about all of that. And then having the the little town square where we would have fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh baked goods and all the wonderful things. Hello, good morning, coffee in the morning, tea, whatever you want, and then have some outdoor activities, nature hikes, whatever you want to do. I have so many ideas. I want to have a tree house for myself in the village. It'd be the front door would be a tree. That wouldn't be a whole ass like tree house. It'd have a cottage, like a one-story cottage. I'm old. I don't want to go up and down stairs, right? So I want this front glorious tree with like a door, and you walk through it and then it's like a normal like cottage house, but it would be there in the mushroom village, and so I would live there, and then we would have the guests, and it could be families or just adults, whatever. We could do themes, and we could do sound baths, and maybe even like the Boy Scouts could rent out the whole thing for a camping trip, and they go in the woods and tie knots and stuff. I don't know what they do. But like I want to have a destination place, and it could be considered like glamping even. I've been told that. Um, because it would still be outdoorsy, but then at night you get to go home to like a real bed and a bathroom. So those are the things that I dream about and am hoping and wishing that all my hard work that I'm doing is going to help me produce this dream of having this mushroom village up in Minnesota in the future. I think that that would be a wonderful, fun place to go. I just think about the things that I would like to do when I go on vacation. I went to Europe a few years back, and I went to Munich when I was there, and I loved all the little cobblestone streets everywhere. I love being able to, in Paris, just go get a cappuccino and a croissant for breakfast and just sit in a little cafe and just kind of people watch. That was wonderful. And I liked going into the English garden that they have in Munich. It's like there's this river that goes through there, and they surf in that river. They surf. And I think it's a local thing only. I don't see any like people in there surfing that aren't supposed to be there, I guess. Hello, hello. But I thought that was really, really neat. So I liked the idea of this English garden was just freaking gorgeous. And inside the English garden, the part that I would incorporate into my little mushroom village is had a beer garden with like um, trays and like real glass plates and glass steins and silverware. And so you go through like it's like cafeteria but outside, and you get your sausage and sauerkraut and your potato salad or whatever, because we're in Germany with sausages and sauerkraut and potato salad, and we had big old steins of beer. And so you sit in the in this beer garden in the English garden in Munich, and you can watch this live Bavarian music. You know what I'm talking about, this Bavarian music. Like, hi. And then you're drinking your beer, and you're eating your sausage, and you're eating your and I'm like, I need this in my life every day. I need this every day. So in my mushroom village, I want the town square to also be like the beer garden, and we can all like chill out there, eat whatever we want to eat. There'll be restaurants with food and all kinds of options, and live music. It doesn't have to be the Bavarian music. Maybe once in a while, that's kind of fun music. Maybe during Oktoberfest. Yes, we should do Oktoberfest. That would be super fun. That would be super fun. Have some live music, Stein holding contest. Have you ever done a Stein holding contest? You just hold it out, and whoever can hold it out the longest just wins, and then gets to drink the beer, you know, but you can always have the beer. Phoenix is very hot. Phoenix is not too bad today because we've been having our monsoon storm, so that's been cooling it down quite a bit. But it does get over 120 degrees here in the summer. It is extremely hot, and I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. I am more worried about moving from a place that's arid and dry to a humid location because I've never lived in the humidity. Now, when I visit Minnesota, or I've gone to Cancun, and even when I went to Europe, it was June of 22, and it was so humid. Everywhere was fucking hot. We went to the Louvre even, and that was the only place that had air conditioning. It was so in the humidity. So that's the thing that will be majorly tough for me, I think, is the going from the dry to the humidity is going to be really hard for me. That's going to be tough because even when I'm on vacation and I don't know what to do with that humidity, I'm just like hair all the way up in a bun. Nothing can touch me. It's gross. Everything is sticky. Meh. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of that. But I think it would still be really fun. I think it would still be a blast. Um, and then in the winters, when the Minnesota winters are horrible, and nobody's going to be visiting my mushroom village in the winter, I don't care if we'd had the best winter solstice event in the world. Ain't nobody going to Minnesota in the winter. I just don't see it. I don't see it. It'd have to be an extraordinary event to get people to fly there. Um, I think it'd just be a closed down in the in the winter, and I hit the road, right? Where do I go? I go to the Mediterranean. I haven't been to Egypt yet. I have friends there I want to go see. I haven't been to Italy yet. Number one top destination I want to go to. I want to go to Norway, although I don't want to go there in the winter either. I could go to Australia. So I have all these dreams. I have all this shit I want to do. And so now that I'm single with no small children to raise anymore, and I'm about to have all this freedom, and I'm so excited to build this new life. And I'm bringing you all with me, and we're just in this waiting period. We're in this waiting period right now to get there. So I'm taking all the little steps. Hello, welcome. Taking all the little steps to get me there to my dream. And then I share it with you. You're in Brazil. Welcome. I'm in Arizona. But I hope that this encourages you to work on your dream and do a level up for your insides and do your inner work and fight those shadows and break those limiting beliefs and do all those things, because it's really beautiful to see when somebody finds who they truly are, and then they can have some answers, right? Some answers in their life. But yeah, I'm excited. My phone just told me it's about to die, so I need to get a power cord on there. Hold on. Hey, there we go. See if that helps. Is it going to give us any power? Oh no. Can you still hear me on TikTok? It's not saying that it's doing power. There it goes. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Yep. Okay. It wants all my codes. All right, now I will charge my phone. Gosh, there's a lot of work just to charge my phone. But yeah, so I think about all these things, and I think about all the stuff that I've been through in my life, and I want to share it with you. It drips out here and there depending on what we're talking about, because I hope that it does encourage or help somebody else that might be possibly going through the same stuff. Same stuff. Talk about growing up with the oppressive cult like religion that just was browbeating and Do you got to be the quiet little good girl? We're going to groom you to be a wife and a mother and nothing else. Don't even think about going to school. What do you need school for? Who needs that? Yeah, that was awful. That was awful. I'm in America. Yeah. So, yeah, in America, my cult like um, religion growing up didn't want you to, as a female, to learn anything. Just be a wife and pop out babies, do the thing. And so that alone is just totally traumatic for a human being to go through when, you might want more. You might want something else. And you're not even that's not even like thought of for you, you know. You bring something up and they're like, "What? You taking crazy pills, Jill? You want to be a marine biologist? You would need to go to college for that. Who needs that? There's a nice man over there that I think you should meet. Let's go meet him. Let's go get you married and kids, right?" And I was like, "Okay." But that's not the way for everybody, and it definitely wasn't the way for me. And I had to get through all that because, of course, I got married. Of course, I had the kids. Then I had to break free from that, and then I ended up in an even worse situation with stepchildren and an abusive husband. Had to get away from that, you know. So I share these things because I know there's other people out there that have had some of these experiences, and they need to know you can get out of it and you can do some personal growth once you get out of there. And a lot of it is like you can do personal growth while you're stuck in horrible situations, but it's hard to really get a lot out of it when you're in survival mode and you're just on the defense all the time. That my second husband just demonized me constantly, constantly talking down to me, constantly telling me how horrible of a person I was and just terrible, terrible. And you guys, if you're here every day, you know that's not true. You know that I'm just full of love and want to encourage everybody. I'm not a person that is violent or interested in anything to hurt anybody else, and this man just treated me like such a villain, and I just don't even get it, and just wanted to gaslight me constantly into believing that I was this villain, which is just so not true. But that's just the way it is. And so that's why I talk about it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But that's why I talk about it, because I know there's other people that go through that have the overbearing husbands that want to degrade you and talk down to you and keep you small. And there's just no reason to accept that. Not in today's world, right? And that's why I'm here. I want to encourage and build up women. This is a show for women to encourage you to grow and be the phoenix. And that's why these books are both aimed at women, because I am you and you are me. And I've been through the shit and you've been through the shit, and we can control ourselves only, right? And so here we are. And I just want to be here to be your encouragement and show some love to you and provide tools at very low cost. I'm not sending you a course, I'm not making you subscribe to anything. Cost you $4 to buy this on Kindle, and this one I think is like $9.99, right? I think I get a couple bucks. I'm not getting rich here. I'm just selling books and here to encourage you. So if that is something you're interested in, make sure you check the link in my bio. My link tree is on there, and those two books are on there as well. Again, sold on Amazon, very low cost. And then come here every day for free education, and we can talk about anything. It doesn't have to just be the astrology or Buddhism. We can talk about anything that's going to help build you up. I have a teaching heart, and I have made a lot of courses, but I don't sell them and I don't do anything with them. So I can do them for free here on these lives where we can do courses on breaking down limiting beliefs, where we can do a course on asking for help because we have to ask for help sometimes. When I was in that last marriage where I was being belittled and abused in multitude of ways, being abused physically and emotionally, I had no choice but to ask people for help that I had never asked for help before, like my dad. I was so guarded from my upbringing that I never once have asked my parents for any kind of financial help ever. And here I was, mid 40s, in this horrible situation, no way to get out. I finally broke down and asked for help, and it was given to me freely and easily and without question. I should have asked for help a long time ago. And so I made a whole course about asking for help because I can't be the only one who has a fear of asking for help. And I found ways to do it with baby steps so that it becomes less fearful and you can ask for help more often. Now I ask for help for everything now. Oh my God, everybody's sick of me because I can't help it, but I don't care anymore. I just don't care if somebody's sick of me because the worst thing they can do is say no, and that's okay. I'll just be where I am still. Nothing has changed, right? When you receive a no answer, it just means nothing has changed. Go find it somewhere else. So tell me in the comments, DM me if you need to, but let me know if there is anything that you would like me to do as a free training on the class other than our astrology and Buddhism, because I'm happy to do a class on these things like I talked about. So I have a lot of resources. I've gone through so much therapy, mentorships, coachings. I have done a lot of work and I have all of these materials. And so I just want to be able to share what I learned with you all that has helped me get through these bad situations that I've had in my life because we all go through it. And so why not share it freely? So I've thought about writing another book about all of these experiences, and that's coming maybe someday. But it's hard to sit there and write it all down all the time because it opens those wounds more and more and more. And as I open them, I work through them, right? But I want to talk and share and provide free classes, free learning, free encouragement as much as possible. So keep coming back. I'm here to encourage, share anything I can do to help with my community. I want to build of women to encourage each other to go through these transitions and know that you're not alone. And I love you. And so come back tomorrow. The eclipse is tomorrow. Come back. I love you all. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.